guys, it's Lori. Hey, have you ever felt completely drained or maybe sleeping, or angry for not really any real reason, frustrated, or maybe you have every reason. Maybe everything in your life seems to be going wrong. Everything was going fine, then boom, things start going wrong. I've got a few ideas. Stay with me. Tell me what you think. And if what I bring up is the case, I can tell you how to stop it. All right. Talk to you soon. Okay, so as most of you know, everything carries energy. Objects can pick up the energy of where they've been, the people that have owned them before. So if you get objects, especially secondhand, they should always be cleansed, prayed upon, prayed over. Even if you don't buy them secondhand, if somebody gives them to you, or even, maybe the store or the factory, there were, I don't know if it's still happening. I'm sure it is some places, but I know especially like in the 80s, there were people that worked in like manufacturing plants, and they were putting negative energy into food. They were putting negative energy into products. So it's always good when you bring something new in, whether it's brand new, especially if it's used or given to you, to just pray over it, cleanse it. So that's one thing that could be bringing you down. You could be picking up the energy of that around you. If you have a lot of mess around you, clutter. Clutter can bring about negative energy. Negative entities can hide in the clutter. So that's another thing. We got to be careful. Always, we all, I don't know about you. I can't say we all. I know myself. I'm no Martha Stewart. I'll put it that way. But I am very aware of how organization can help cleanse us, and how being cluttered can make you feel cluttered. Now, there's also people in our lives. Some of the people have the best intentions, and they have the worst draining energy. Have you ever heard of a psychic vampire? What a psychic vampire is somebody that when you walk away from them, you feel completely and utterly drained. Now, this can happen for several reasons. Sometimes people do it purposely. They purposely drain your energy because they know how energy works, and they want your energy, and they literally take it. I've known people that wouldn't hug people because of this. Now, I hug everybody, and I have a protective shield around myself, so I'm okay to hug anybody, even if they're purposely zapping me with negative energy. As long as I remember to put that protective shield around me, I'm good. Some people use stones and crystals and that kind of thing. And they, that's not like magic or voodoo or anything. God put these minerals and these crystals and stones in the earth, and they do emit negative ions. They do have different properties, and they're okay to use. What we have to be careful of when it comes to God, and, a lot of people will say, well, what you do is wrong and this and that. We cannot worship anything. Don't put anything above God. Worship God only, and use the gifts that he's given us. Don't put the gift above the giver, I guess. And that's where I think a lot of people make mistakes. So anyway, keep a protective shield around yourself. But now there's different reasons why people can drain you. Like I said, there's the energy vampire, and some of them do it on purpose. Some of them don't. Some of them are just that way. They're that kind of person. Sometimes it's the situation. If you're around a very depressed person, or an addict, or alcoholic, or somebody that's very ill, or just going through a very stressful time, their negative energy can kind of latch on to you, or you can pick that up, especially if you're an empathetic person or you're an empath. Again, protective shield. And those people, now there's a fine line. Like say you're caring for somebody that's very ill, or you are in love with somebody, or you love someone like your child or your parent that is an addict, or an alcoholic, or somebody's going through just massive crisis. So their situation is draining. Encouragement, being upbeat encouragement, trying to make that person happy. Help as much as you can with a healthy detachment, not so much from the person, but from the situation. Know that you can't necessarily change it, but God can. So keep praying for them. Do what God tells you to do. You know what? If you're not helping, like say somebody needs money and you're not helping them, and you are okay, like say somebody's not eating and you're eating and you say, well, I just don't have any money, but you have, $5, give them the $5. You know what I mean? Help as much as you can, pray for them, but with a healthy detachment, knowing that you can't really change the situation. Also, healthy detachment means I understand that their actions are not a reflection of how they feel about me. If somebody's very ill and they happen to, be in a really bad place and they snap at you, or if somebody's really ill and they prefer to be alone, or they really need a lot of caring, that's not a reflection of how they feel about you. If they say, I wish to be alone, or if they snap at you, it's the situation. If you're if you're loving an addict, whether it's your parent, your child, your best friend, your lover, their actions are the addiction talking. Okay, I'm not saying to be okay with the actions and to to help them in any way, as far as to make their addiction worse. I can't think of the word right now. You know what I mean. Enable. I'm not saying it's okay to enable them. I'm not saying it's okay to accept negative behavior. It's not okay. We decide how we're treated. However, don't take it on. Oh, they couldn't have loved me if they did that. I hear that all the time. That's not true. Okay? So a healthy detachment will help you to realize that. Okay? And then there's other people who drain you. And whether they're upset, going through stuff, addiction, whether they're going through a really hard time. And believe me, I know this part really well. I know them all because of what I do. I really tend to care for people. I mean, people usually call me when they're not in a good place, I mean, people that are in a great place don't usually call me. But there are those people that are just, you feel just absolutely exhausted after working with them. I have some people like that I can't even see another client for at least 2 hours after talking with this person or a couple people, because I'm so drained and it wouldn't be fair to the next person. And there's a difference, okay? Somebody's situation, like I said, could drain you, but a healthy detachment, taking care of yourself, there's nothing wrong with, doing something nice for yourself, taking a day away, that kind of stuff, knowing that you not accepting negative behavior, but knowing that it's not a reflection of how they truly care about you, whatever. Those are all ways to make sure that you can stay in relationship with that person and not be drained. But then there's the next group, and that's narcissistic people, self-centered people, sociopathic people. Believe it or not, there's more than a few walking around. Just because somebody's a sociopath doesn't mean they're killing people. You know what I mean? Manipulators. Manipulators are usually either very insecure people or narcissists, and these people, the interesting thing about them, could be crying to you about how somebody else is taking advantage of them while they're taking advantage of you. They seem to have a superiority complex where it's okay for them to do what they do and not okay for others to do it to them. And you know what? I really think 9 times out of 10, these people aren't even aware of how narcissistic they are. And even if they were, they don't care. They justify it. They make excuses. Well, I'm only like this because blah, 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 blah. I couldn't pay you because blah, 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 blah. And some people actually put like my payment, if I say I need payment and I shouldn't do this, but it's like I need it because this is going on. And they'll say, oh yeah, I know this is going on for me. I can't pay you. And it's like, but you owe me. How would you feel if your boss said, I'm not going to pay you because this is going on in my life? My landlord's not going to say, hey, no problem. because this is going on in your life. Not a problem. I can't go to the grocery store and get groceries on, hey, I got a lot going on in my life. But this is what a narcissistic person will do. And I know I'm talking about money, but they'll do it with other stuff too. Anything. They will take everything and twist it around so that you either walk away from them feeling like, okay, well, I get it, or feeling guilty, or absolutely feeling drained. Now, those type of people, your best bet is to cut them off. As soon as you realize what's going on, you need to cut them off, because they're not going to change. They're not willing to look at themselves and say, oh, wow, okay, yeah, maybe I was wrong there. So it's best to cut them off. Now, if they're in a position like their family, or you're married to one, or, for some reason you cannot cut them off, they're your boss, you need to truly detach from the person, detach from their situation, have minimal contact, and just keep praying for them and sending them love. Because what love does, when you send somebody love, even if they've truly hurt you, if they've devastated you, and you go, I don't want to send them love, what happens is you build a protective shield around yourself with that love, and they can no longer affect you. So, like I said, best bet is to detach and get away from them, like physically get away from them, emotionally get away from them. If you cannot do that for whatever reason, and you should be sending them love even if you do get away from them, because that's going to help you to not build a resentment. It's going to help you to forgive. It's going to help you hand it over to God and help you not to draw those people back into your life, because we tend to draw those people into our lives if there's something within us that is calling them. Okay? So I hope this helped you a little bit, and I will talk to you guys soon. Hey, leave in the comments what your experiences have been, and if you agree, disagree, whatever. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you're having a great day. I am doing a deal right now for anybody who signs on for an account. I have a challenge for myself because I have stuff going on. Like, I didn't get paid last month, by 4 different people, which took away my monthly income. So if I'm trying to get 15 people to open an account. So anybody that opens an account today is Sunday, July 8th, you get 50% off your next service, and then the next 4 will be 20% off, and then after that you get 15% off for the rest of the time that you have an account open. So do me a favor, that would be great. I do accept donations to help the people that I help with no charge, and all the services that I offer at no charge. So donations are greatly appreciated as well. I'll leave my info in the description. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.